All right, one of the great things, let me show off this badass shirt. One of the great things about having everybody here, but we don't get it very often. It's a good energy here. Everybody's here for the Dozen tournament. One of the great things is we get to bring in people to interact with us we don't talk to every day. And, in an alternate universe, we can see these two guys just talking sports with us all day, every day. So it's Chief's here already. Hey, Chief.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Carl, this empty seat will be Carl. He knows about it, but I assume he's finishing something up, so he'll be in here shortly. Chief and Carl.
When we all move to Chicago, we'll be able to do that.
Oh, I can't. So I think Naperville's where I'm going.
It's very nice.
Maybe Elburn. I might buy a farm in Elburn.
Elburn's kind of out by my parents. Naperville, there might be something in the water. That's where Dave's from. So be careful.
Dave.
White Sox Dave.
White Sox Dave, not Red Sox Dave. Okay.
Yeah.
He lives in the suburbs, right?
No, he lives. Yeah, is that the?
He gets so mad when I tell, because I went to his house once and it was like I thought it was like the suburbs of Chicago, and he that was the most mad he's ever been at.
He got defensive that he lives in Chicago.
Every time I say I go there, I was like, "Oh, you're in the suburbs."
You say it to Carl.
Oh God,
Carl
lives will actually punch me.
Yeah, well, that's a fact.
Yeah,
and he lives literally the one town that's just outside the border. So he people from Oak Lawn, they're like, yeah, Chicago. But people like Eddie would be like, nah. You're not really from the city.
Yeah, me and Rico have looked at a duplex out there. We're gonna move out there together.
Naperville?
Yeah, Naperville, Elburn, somewhere in there.
Get a nice piece of land out in Elburn.
I went to college in Massachusetts. You know who's the worst with that? Being like, oh, I'm from there.
Yeah, Boston.
Oh yeah.
Boston, Philly, every city's been. Philly's awful.
Yeah, some people from Lancaster say they live in Philly. I mean,
you ever met our guy Rear Admiral? He is like the sheriff. He is like the sheriff of St.
But he's
not from Boston.
He's from old school Charleston. He robs banks for a living.
That's what I mean.
He's one of those guys you don't have to ask where he's from. He just talks. He sounds like he sucked the exhaust pipe of a car, and you know where he's from.
If you were to say, if Portnoy said that, hey, I'm from Boston, he'd be like, no, you're not.
Really?
No, you're not.
He's
yeah, big time.
My buddy Bob's big on the area code. You got to have the area code.
Got to have the right area code for Chicago, for Boston, and all that.
Can we adjust this camera? We got a lot of thigh in this picture for me.
I think it looks great. Rico, the thigh boys.
You got to wear pants here.
Yeah. Thick.
Thank you. That's better.
Thick's in the office over here.
I've given up on that. It turns out, after I turned out to be a father, when every single angle is bad at me, it's not the end.
I'm just thinking about the viewers. I'm thinking about the viewers who don't want to look at.
Let them see those sweet milky things.
Yeah, they are milky. Yeah,
I think
trunks.
Posture might improve the visual. You're kind of
slouched.
helping yourself.
I was trying to be relaxed. But
there you go.
Look at that helps.
I think that actually made it a little worse.
Yeah, that made it worse.
Now you're looking at my.
Now you're just almost. Now you're almost a cock.
Play to your strengths, man. Good.
I had a guy that every day gives me a bulge rating.
Yeah. Big Ev, sometimes the camera isn't kind to him as far as this area here.
I might wear some basketball shorts, some sweatpants. See, now I've got some nice little cargo shorts on. But
big balls on this guy.
Yeah, large balls.
Sack, yeah.
The knuckle is sometimes very mooseful.
Yep.
Okay.
Big
All right.
Big girthy sack.
Are they so big that you would charge people to look at them? Because I've known a guy.
Trying to pay him something right now?
No. I mean, I've done that.
Known a guy.
You had a guy like that too, right?
Yeah, no, one of my closest friends has to this day will just be like, dude, let's see your balls.
Well, you should have taken part in the yak.
Yeah, we had a guy in the yak that did that.
We had Ruiz, Roan's friend that never came in, but Pat
swings him.
Pat, Nick's friend, brought his ball in, and everybody looked at his testicle here.
Yeah. Well, I heard about that last
We flew him in from West Virginia to look at his testicle.
We got a guy in the crew like that,
Yeah.
Usually
everybody's got a big ball guy.
I got normal ball friends.
Well,
I don't think I've ever seen anyone's big balls.
This was a kid.
What if all you guys had huge balls?
Yeah, maybe we're all hiding it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we are.
I don't know.
How are yours that big?
Well, that's how you never know until you know. How it happened was that you're playing a little whip tag in the football locker room. You just flash your ball, and someone's like, "Holy fuck!" Yo, show Tom.
And that's why they
show
call
Tom,
it.
and you're
That's
just
why
like,
they
come
call
look at
it
this.
Big F.
holy shit.
And that's where the big
Oh,
F.
look at these balls.
And then also I was walking around with a hernia in my balls for 5 years I didn't know about. So,
Oh shit.
so that made it even worse for a while. But now that got taken care
Oh,
of.
so now you might have went down.
Well, now they're still well, I didn't have the hernia when it was discovered.
So you lost some balls along the way?
I mean, there was a massive hernia in my sack. Yes.
So it just fills with fluid, or what happens with that?
So I went and got it checked out at one point, and they just did like a.
What show is this?
It's Pick Central.
It's happened.
It's fine.
Did like a scan. They did like a scan on
Central.
it, and they said nothing was wrong. And then it just started hurting, like I just get stomach pain. And I went and got checked out 5 years later, and they're like, "Oh, you had a hernia."
So you're
I was like,
saying,
"That's what that was the whole time."
Your dick's got a pillow, permanent pillow.
Kinda, yeah.
Is it
It dwarfs your dick.
Is it possible you just have a small dick?
I mean, it's not big.
This is a
I
personal.
mean, also when you got a big sack, it doesn't help either. It just
Yeah.
with 2 and 2, it just
Visual.
I don't think you
yeah.
have to say
visual's
out
not
loud. It's a
great.
personal question. It's a personal conversation.
Is everyone's balls even? See, because I had an
I got one that
undescended.
hangs a
Everyone's
lower.
got a
No,
lower.
everyone's
I
left
thought,
is lower.
see, when I was 3, I had an undescended
Left.
testicle. They did the operation, and I'm convinced now it looks like 10 pounds and 3 pounds.
They
They're
do.
built like
No,
zippers.
one
Drop
one
it.
side
It never dropped.
One side has to hang a little lower so they don't like clap together.
Balls
like
never
this.
drop.
Like 3 years old.
Is
No,
that
one
right?
of them.
Oh,
Well, I think we're built like that, like titties, and there's
Yeah.
no pair of titties are the
wait a
same
second.
size.
Wait a second. Your balls didn't drop at 3 years old?
No, one didn't. Yeah, it's a thing in kids.
Oh, I thought it was
It's an-
like when you
it's
go
an-
through puberty, your balls.
Oh, it's an undescended testicle. Like it didn't. They
Yeah,
cut
up
it.
until you're like 2.
Had
your
a
testicles
scar
are
and they
just all
cut
up
it
in
and then
there.
they went.
Standard I mean, it's outpatient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
And then I didn't know it was a scar until I was like,
You thought
scar?
you thought you were a
I
freak.
got a scar until like,
A scar on your balls.
How old?
no, I have a scar up here where they cut. I went and shaved. I had a big weekend. I shaved one day and noticed, like, rediscovered the scar. I was kind of looking.
How
like,
old was the scar? Did you rediscover?
I mean, 24 years, but I just didn't notice. I wasn't down there, cleaning, I guess. Shaving. I don't know.
Check in with our friends at Manscaped.
I mean,
Manscaped hasn't sponsored yet.
I
Yeah.
had to
Exactly. I wasn't,
Lawnmower 5.0.
You were a hairy bastard for a long time.
had a upkeep for DJs.
Yeah, exactly. Big weekend.
Before we get to the sports talk, let me tell
Italian
you.
night at DJ's.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you about our friends at Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, created by fans for fans. They're a new ticketing app, Game Time is, that makes it easier than ever to score last-minute deals on tickets to sports, game times, or sports games, shows, concerts, all that. They guarantee the lowest price. Purchase process takes just 2 taps in 10 seconds. Chief, you guys took advantage of this the other night.
baby.
You
Oh,
went to the
baby.
Garden, right?
Landed, went immediately to the hotel right across the street at MSG. One of the best sporting experiences I've ever had, all because of Game Time.
All because
Super
of Game
easy.
Time. Once you buy your tickets, they're delivered directly to your phone. No printer needed. The app also allows you to easily share tickets with friends via text, so you get to the game seamlessly. Skip the hassle. Enjoy the moment. Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab. Create a login. Redeem code CENTRAL for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Now, do you think that was kind of selfish? Because you definitely saw a Blackhawks Game 7 this playoff run, right?
I've been to one.
No, this year. Did you even see one? They weren't in?
There you go, Rico. It's like, yeah, man. Thanks.
Now, when you throw a shot back at him, he's going to freak out.
I know.
He's going to freak out. It's not tennis with him. He just
Right.
likes to
That's
play
about
solitaire.
that's about teams, though. It's not personal.
I take that pretty personal.
You play an away game. We're gonna go up 1-0 early.
We joke with family here. That's what he
Yeah,
says.
yeah,
Until you
yeah.
joke with him, and then it's
Yeah.
a criminal act.
But I'm so numb to it. It's been like they've been bad for 8 years. Like I couldn't. Like I was like really making.
If
that
you
up.
have-
that was a joke from like 2017.
I think if
That's
you,
a non-hockey guy
Yeah.
joke. That's how that works.
I think if you have a cup in the last 15 years, you're fine.
yeah.
You got 3.
I know they have 3.
Do this, Smitty.
I would. If they only had 3, I would be fine. But they've been a tire fire for the last.
Again,
7,
you
8
have a
years.
cup. Like I can't really talk shit to the Phillies because even though they haven't been great recently,
Oh, they haven't made the playoffs in.
they won a World Series in 2008. I think that's recent enough.
Yeah,
That
it's getting a little
it's
dusty
getting
though.
there.
It's a little
I mean, the
dusty.
Once you get
fucking-
generational,
the fucking Yankees won in 2009. They
That's
still talk about it.
definitely dusty.
No, that's dusty. That's definitely dusty too. They're the in the NL. They're the longest streak of not making.
they're the longest streak in sports.
05 White Sox still hits if you ask the right guys, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one's always going to hit.
I love that they stink this year. That everyone's saying a World Series this year. Fuck them.
You
Yeah,
know,
but they're in a bad division. Like they can come back and win that, no problem.
They'll probably win that division. Would you say?
Yeah, I mean,
all
they're
good.
and like they have the 2 guys at the top of the rotation, Cease and Kopech, who we know about as like, fucking sports guys and stuff. But people who don't pick up on baseball till like August or whenever, July or whoever, like
The
casual.
NBA Finals. Then.
Like us.
Yeah, like when the playoffs roll around, they're like, hey, who's this Kopech guy? Who's this Czechoslovakian guy or something? Like, no, once he gets and you see him throw like 102, it's like, holy fucking shit. They'll be all right. But Marty, to your point, it's been enjoyable to watch them play 500 baseball because
Yes.
the White Sox faction is small but loud.
No shit.
Loud, but like I also
Literally.
was like
Literally.
like World Series like favorite.
5'2".
Yeah.
Well,
Loud as
now
fuck.
you did that.
Oh, I did. By the
I
way,
didn't say that.
Where is Dave Williams?
I didn't say. I wasn't talking about White Sox. I'm talking about the Twitter
That's
fans. But
fine.
if you want to appropriate this,
I'm talking
They
about
all-
Whites.
They all look like White Sox Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Like if you go to that
Say
parking
that, I'm
lot.
not saying
No,
that.
I mean
He's
like
saying
he.
I went
is-
to the parking lot.
Carl's not getting his hands bloody
in the
today, no matter
playoffs.
what we
They
do.
all were him.
They all look like
slapping
White Sox
hands.
Stadium besides the biggest White Sox fan of all time, John Cusack.
John Cusack.
John
yeah.
Cusack, yeah.
Famous movie actor John
And
Cusack.
it was like perfect when they got Lance Lynn because like Lance Lynn is the embodiment of all
Let me
White
you
Sox
something.
fans.
Lance Lynn was on my flight 2 seats ahead.
That was White Sox Dave, actually.
All right, just a quick Cusack one. I was talking.
It's like a mini-me.
I was just quick. I had like a pre-production. Or it was something. I was talking to Jake Garrett very quickly. Like, hey, what type of guests? Like, is there what type of like famous guys or something would like be hanging around the Cubs clubhouse that like we could have on? He's like, oh, dude, Eddie Vedder and. He's like, oh, dude, Cusack's always around the Cubs clubhouse. I'm like, yeah, we got to get him going. Let's get him going right now.
He's just a Chicago guy. Cusack.
Hey.
One of the most underrated things about that, looking back on that video that went viral, is Cusack's absolutely looking straight down at White Sox Dave. Like, even if you have a right argument, it's just not a good look.
It's a bad visual.
Hey, fuck you.
Yeah. So he runs with like Chelios. They call him like the Malibu Mafia.
Yeah.
And I like,
What?
Yeah, they like do like weird surfing things together and like they hang out and do fit. I don't know.
White Sox Dave surfs?
No. Cusack
Okay.
and Chelly. And I asked, I'm like, can you get us Cusack when that whole thing was going on? He's like, oh, I'm not asking him that. Like, he'll freak out. Like Cusack definitely still knows. I think he still thinks about Dave. Like, he's still mad about it. He
more
went on a
funny than
week-long
I think
tirade.
there will be a rematch one day. Like, they'll see each other in a parking lot again, and it'll be incredible.
I found it more funny because I was literally right next to him when it was happening, and I just thought it was another fan because he did it the entire pregame. Dave was yelling at other fans the entire time, so I was like, "Oh, that's just another fan."
A lot of guys on the ban list.
Me and then I was just me and somebody else were just walking, and then it was like, and then I was like, "Holy shit, it's Cusack!"
There's the picture.
Just staring right down at him. And me and managing my kids.
He's
my
a
kid
foul
just
little
struck out,
boy.
and I'm telling him, all right, you got to swing next time.
Yeah.
He's got the bandana. It kind of looks like he's like half a gang. Like this looks like people identifying on local news. Like these gang members. If you know something, call something.
I like the
You
Leo,
can't really tell
Leo
it's
black
Cusack.
hat.
Yeah.
Is that no logo hat?
Yeah.
It's just like a hat off a set he took.
Starring in gang-related too here.
Yeah,
What's awesome
exactly.
about White
Romo
Sox,
hat.
What's awesome about White Sox Dave is no matter how wrong he is, he will never back down. He'll
course.
just keep on digging his hole. Yesterday we did a podcast about a movie, Operation Mincemeat, which we're supposed to review. Dave didn't watch the movie. He
Classic.
knew nothing of it, but he had the computer up, Wikipedia. I closed the computer, and I'm like, Dave, tell us Operation Mincemeat.
White Sox Dave had the computer up?
Oh, Brandon.
I mean, this is, it's
People
play the
are putting it
fucking
on the
hits,
tee for
man.
you all.
What he does. That's what he does.
We're like, explain Operation Mincemeat. He's like, I know what it is. And we're like, explain it. And he just goes on to explain World War II.
Yeah.
That's all he does. Nothing to do with the operation. He's like, well, the Axis powers, Italy, Japan,
Let me
and
explain to
Germany.
you what happened in North Africa. It's like, well, that's really not what we're talking about.
Operation Barbarossa. Dave, shut up.
Rico, how's the vibes in here today?
That's great.
Pretty immaculate vibes.
That's
huh?
a lot of laughs early, man.
A lot of good vibes.
I think we're at an all-time high in 13 minutes of laughs.
It's a little bit different from your stream last night. A little bit better vibes.
Yeah.
We're taking care of the boys today.
That was tough.
Tough luck.
Got run.
Marty,
I look like Syndergaard last night.
how was the
6 in the
Here we go.
first
Here we
inning.
go. The Mets fans in Syndergaard. You guys are a match made in heaven.
Marty? How was the Coin Boys last night?
Right? Special guest Dana Beers was there. And,
a special guest now?
Yeah, I mean that was it. It was just us two. So.
He bail out already?
Yeah, I mean we didn't throw any shots. We're just we're just trying to do some coins. I lost.
Have you
but-
thought about isolating him? So Coin Boy Marty Mush featuring Dana Beers. Have you thought about
the
just
one guy who'll
completely
still do
making
stuff
him
with
heel?
so I can't really.
I think just singular.
You're sitting in a room with 6 people right now.
Yeah, I know. It's I think we're hopefully everyone's over.
Hey, did y'all hear Marty's dating Rhea?
It's a village. It takes a community.
Okay, I didn't know because y'all aren't here. I
It
didn't-
did make it. That news made its way
No,
out.
what? No, I did actually have something I wanted to tell you. I was going to write the blog, and then I was like, if I write it, then it's like kind of people will take it serious. But I was going to make a joke like, fuck Marty Mush, or like Marty Mush can be, fuck him. And the joke was like, dude, I launched a show with Jake Arrieta, and all people are talking about is you're fucking.
Tough day. It was a tough
And
day.
I was
to
like,
launch the
God,
show.
I know that's. I was texting Dan. I was like, I literally cannot have picked a worse
What?
day in the history of Barstool Sports
Also,
to launch
your
something.
thing still got like 1 million views. So
Yeah, well,
like,
shout out Kyle Cooper.
Let's talk
great
about. Can we talk
editing.
about that? Starting 9 relaunch with you and Jake Arrieta.
Yeah, just for a minute. Download. There's a show out today. You can download, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and check out the podcast on all relevant
I
platforms.
mean, I think you're awesome. I think Jake Arrieta is awesome. It's got to be a great listen.
Thank you. Yes, and we've worked. You and I've worked closely together. 2 weeks in Omaha, and I got to sit next to you when Mississippi State won their first national championship.
I grew the game,
So, like
yeah.
our bond runs a little bit deeper. So thank you.
Oh, we're thick.
thick,
We
like
are thick. Yeah.
like
Because
country
your hair.
gravy.
Chief's thighs.
Yeah, they are meaty.
Why'd
today.
you go? You could have gone to his hair.
Yeah, I went
wearing a hat.
I went to your hair.
He's wearing a hat.
I said thick as your hair.
Oh,
Could
thank
have
you
gone to
very much.
Chief's vocal cords.
Thank
There's
you
a lot
very
of thick
Little
things.
baritone.
What's a thick vocal cord?
I would just
don't
imagine
know-
one that delivers
Yeah, I
better
don't
sound
know.
than what I'm giving you right now.
He does have a good voice.
Thank you.
It's
Did
a
you
good.
deepen it there?
Yeah.
All right, so the dozen trivia is going on right now, so we're not. We got to be careful, make sure we no spoiler area, because I know way too much right now, and you just can't trust me with information. So just every now and then I have to say it out loud. No spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. So I don't. Yes, I do. I do.
Oh yeah, those fans are ruthless.
Oh, fucking ruthless.
Quick power ranking: those fans, golf fans. Who else are most passionate
Steak
ones?
Twitter.
Take Twitter.
Republicans.
Steak barbecue.
Yak fans are getting up there.
Well, I think it's every fan, like gambling
I
fans.
think
are
that's
the
just
worst.
fanhood now.
Like everyone in their own world.
I
Says,
think hockey Twitter has a particular.
but because I
Every
think 'cause
Twitter's
when
mean.
you-
Every
when you're
Twitter's-
in it all the time, you know how bad they are. Like we don't know hockey Twitters, we're not in it, but like gambling.
Get ready for Celtics Twitter.
Celtics were the hockey Twitter thing, and they're like, it's so like we don't get any attention, blah blah blah. And then when you have like new people like try to watch hockey, be like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it's like
why-
don't ostracize me.
Yeah, like either you want more attention and more fans, and you should act like that.
They love
Be like Brandon Walker growing the game,
Mm-hmm.
but they want to feel like smarter and look down at like the new people. It drives me crazy. I hate hockey Twitter.
Now I'm coming back. Now growing the game's coming back to me because Mississippi State royally sucks this year. They're going to finish last in the SEC. They're awful. They've lost 9 in a row.
Doesn't matter.
But everybody's asking me now, you going back out there? Fuck no, I'm not going back out there.
Flags fly forever.
Quick college baseball. You're right about the raccoon in Arkansas.
I know.
Like everybody needs that thing. Like hammer Arkansas.
College
right now.
baseball, and you played it. College baseball is the place where if a goofy thing happens like that, it's going to matter.
I mean, kinda
It's gonna mean
anywhere, but-
something later. Like, yeah, but I think college baseball is just a weird sport. It's like it's an eccentric sport. And say if I say something wrong, I'm sorry. But Arkansas had the raccoon come out the other day. They ralied and had the fan hold up the raccoon.
That gentleman was way too comfortable hanging.
That was not his first raccoon.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Alive or dead.
It's a
It's a
He might have brought it with him.
He ate that night.
So the Creighton 1992 College World Series team had the bad apple, and that story goes they're facing elimination in the regional. They got to win like 4 games in a row or something. They got no pitching. They're down by 10, and they're in the 7th inning. And they're some guys like whatever sees a rotten apple in the dugout that had been there. I mean, like completely rotted out apple. And he just picks the apple up, takes it over to the head coach, who's Jim Hendry, who then goes on to be like the GM of the Cubs, and he's like, "Hey, coach, Skip, we found this apple. We need you to eat the apple." He fucking, without hesitation, takes the apple, eats the apple. They score like 13 runs in the last 3 innings, run through that regional, and then it's Omaha. Creighton is in Omaha. They make it to Omaha, and they like sell out. And so the story of Creighton going to their first time in Omaha in '92, and they'll tell you the guys on the team will say, "Yeah, just because Jim,
Bad apple.
It's the bad apple."
That's
I
nuts.
feel like every championship team does have. They always have something.
Like a wrinkle.
Right? I know like everyone has a story, but it's usually not that public like a raccoon.
Well, the rally monkey for the Angels in 2002.
squirrel.
There's always something underneath this.
That
Astros
I mean,
trash
like
can.
the most famous one kind of went the other way. It's like the black cat in Wrigley Field, '69.
Yeah.
So
Jimmy Fallon won the Red Sox a World Series.
That's right.
The Mets won that '69 East playoff.
Oh yeah.
yeah, '69 Miracle Mets.
I got people in my family still not over it.
We only went to bed with 2 VHSs in my house, 69 and 86. That was kind of how it went. That was it. Friday nights you got to watch Step by Step. Other nights you were going to bed with those two.
Friday nights on ABC were really
Unbelievable.
Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step.
Dinosaurs.
We could go
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, thank you very
The
much.
step-by-step intro hits
Boy Meets
so
World.
Suzanne Summers to this day still would. Karen, obviously.
Are those sisters the hottest in TV history?
Dana, Karen, and
Out of sisters?
I mean, save it for another slow day.
And
Well,
Al. Dana, Karen, and Al. Those are the
Al,
three.
and Al was the
Al's-
tomboy. Al turned out to be the biggest smoke of them all.
Hillary Banks and what Ashley Banks would later become are the hottest sisters in TV history.
Who?
Hillary Banks,
Fresh Prince.
Ashley.
prime Hillary Banks, and then prime Ashley. Not when, obviously not when Ashley was
No
young.
one's
One's being a
Ashley's
creep
10.
here.
No,
One's being a creep.
DJ, can you pull up Al from Step by Step?
it was Al from Step by Step.
Day by day.
You remember when Urkel flew out of the house, and on Friday night he was on at 7, and he flew out of the house in a rocket booster and landed in Step by Step's backyard in California at 7:30.
Huh.
Yeah,
I don't
little
remember.
cross promotion between.
Well, dude, now
shows.
that's
like you guys being on this show.
Remember how Family Matters ended?
Oh yeah, he went to space.
Do you remember how Dinosaurs ended?
Extinction.
Yeah.
It was
Don't talk about depression.
It was the most depressing thing ever. They're just locked in their house watching the world end.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
With the baby.
That's right.
oh, there she is.
Yep. Go to like, yeah, I mean, you obviously know
Oh,
which
my
one to pick
goodness.
up. Oh, yeah. Smoke.
Cheese and crackers.
Yeah, she really turned it on.
Good for her.
Mhm.
Good for her.
I like that.
Cheese and
Really,
crackers.
really developed into a solid career for her.
Val?
Hmm?
Now the dad, who's
Patrick Duffy.
yeah, Patrick.
He was on Dallas. Patrick Duffy was on
How
Dallas.
old are you?
He just had a wet curl. He had a nice
Yeah,
wet curl.
Patrick Duffy was like a star, and he did step by step, and then it was just over for him. He just went away. Yeah, he was. On
Was
Dallas.
he banging Suzanne Summers on that?
I think he was banging better broads than Suzanne Summers at that point.
Nah, you take that back. She had the squeak. She had, get
The Thigh Master.
Chief the fucking get me in Chief.
The Thigh
Just
Master.
going on the Suzanne Summers workout here. She did a Kegel exercise.
She also she just became infomercial girl or not infomercial. Africa, like she would go to Africa, the hunger stuff.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
That was
She'd
Sally
be-
Struthers.
Yeah, she'd be holding
That was
like
Sally
a
Struthers.
malnourished child.
Right, that
Tell
was
you
Sally. That was
for
different
just
person.
fractions of your next paycheck, you could feed this whole village.
Suzanne
Shania
Summers.
Twain was doing that recently, too, I'm pretty sure.
So was Epstein,
Yo,
was it?
Sheryl Crow. Who's in the commercials now? Saving kids.
Did he take a flight with Clinton
Sarah
and Dave
McLachlan.
Chappelle? Or not Dave Chappelle.
Sarah McLachlan sings a song, but
Kevin Hart.
No, Chris Tucker.
Just pick one: Shania Twain or Shakira, who has better low cut gene.
oh,
visuals.
Shakira's all time.
She moves
the
better. I'm
goat.
just saying for a poster purpose.
I don't know.
Still shot.
I love Shania. I loved Shania. What was that song when she was rolling around on the beach? The music video. You remember that?
She was rolling around on the beach.
Oh yeah.
The
Who
Faith Hill.
sings the one?
Oh no
What
no.
I want.
Yeah.
Who sings Strong Enough to Be a Man?
I don't know
Strong
that
enough to
one.
be your man. Who
And I
does sing?
feel like a woman.
On like my
No,
most
hold on.
played.
Are you strong? That's Sheryl Crow.
Is it Sheryl Crow?
Yeah, that's strong enough. Are you strong?
Who is
enough to be
Cheryl
your
Crow? Who is she?
man? It's Armstrong.
Sorry.
That's Armstrong.
He had one ball.
Now talk about a guy
Cheryl
who
Crow,
isn't
strong
taking
enough.
his balls out at the party.
I
was so-
think he might.
I was so happy when he got busted for drugs. That whole
Why?
thing was so fraud. The whole thing, even when it was happening, the Live Strong, you knew the guy
He never
was
wore a
doping.
Live Strong.
We all knew he was doping.
He never wore a
wore-
Live Strong.
Me? No. I worked at Radio Shack in 2003.
He
and
was
we had
too
to
old for
sell
that.
them.
Count of three. Raise your hand if you wore a Live Strong. 1, 2, 3.
Mine's depressing. Why we?
Okay, yeah, I wore one, but it's not that big of a.
Probably multiple.
We got good vibes. I'm not sure to bring it down of why I wore it, but I'm sure you can figure out the. It was obviously you wore it for.
Nope,
people.
now we need to know why you wore it. Oh wait, it was a disease.
It was yeah.
I thought you were trying to get some pussy.
No,
Okay, all right.
no.
Did he invent the rubber? The
Yes.
Yeah, those took off after that.
Big
what?
time.
What a revolution!
Yeah.
Yeah, was he the first?
Look at the guy who owns the manufacturer.
Oh, what would Jesus do?
Like, hey, we need
bracelets
a
were
billion of
before
those.
that?
They were like they weren't like
I
that.
don't think they
though.
were that rubber.
They had a string on the back.
Yeah.
I was in
think-
elementary school during that period of time, and after Livestrongs took off, there was a whole underground market of off-brand Livestrongs
sure.
and different colored ones.
Oh no, people would come in with like 5 of them.
Yeah, and then the
And
I
they were
Love Boobies
giveaways.
bracelets came
Yeah,
out. That
they were like
relaunched
giveaways
it.
too. with
And they became like
teams.
high school fundraisers. Your high
Yeah.
school would have
Silly
one.
bands
Yeah.
came out.
Because they
And
probably
anklets.
cost a penny to make. and
It
you can
was
sell them
insane.
for $15.
All because that dude fucking could ride the bike.
You know what we're gonna do?
Well, he did have a 3% chance of living in peak cancer.
No. I know that, but like, so do a lot of people who have cancer that no one knows about. The reason you know about Lance Armstrong, is
Yeah, 'cause he
he
won the Tour de France.
Yeah.
Right.
He also
People with cancer can do bad things. Jim Valvano had recruiting violations at Iona. Raised a ton of money, but like it's just the way it goes.
Did you
Recruiting
name
violations?
anybody else who
Did you
survived
see
cancer?
Romano supposed to play him in a movie? I think.
All right, Marty.
Yeah,
Is that true?
I mean,
yeah. They're probably just gonna give you the whole good thing. They're not gonna talk about guys at NC State who had 4th grade reading levels that he just scrolled through. Like
That time he made too many
Just saying.
phone calls
What
at
did
the
he
wrong
do to you?
hour.
well, he didn't do a thing, but tell the full story.
Do you think they'll have him redo the speech? Do you think they'll have Romano on stage in a tux redoing the
That's
speech?
probably the last scene. Well,
Don't give up. Never give up.
Your family, your religion, and Rutgers basketball.
that's probably gonna be like the end, right? And then he like.
And if we're going to get into every coach about the real stuff, we'd have to, when we tell the story of John Wooden, we have to say he's the biggest cheater in the history of college basketball.
that's fair.
Is that true?
He had a guy named
it's
Sam
Uncle
Gilmer.
Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam
I
Gilmer.
once called Francesa to complain about Calipari, and he said, "Oh yeah, son, why don't you go look up Uncle Sam? You know anything about him?" And hung up right off on me because I didn't know at the time who he was. He's 30.
He called you son. How old were you at the time?
22, 24, something like that.
That checks out.
What's your hit rate on calling into the fan?
How long did you wait to talk on that?
I've used to send screenshots like at Monzo, like pick up, like in all caps. It was 101, and then the next one was like 90 because it like maxes out.
Oh, wait.
I've called 200, like, yeah. And then I used to watch him on Yes, and as he answers, as he hits somebody, you think another one opens up, so you call right away. Like, I've called
I'm out.
max, like minimum 300 times easy on a Wednesday, like easy.
No, on a
Not
Wednesday.
only, hold on.
Get my point through. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not only were you calling and trying and spamming the calls and calling 300 times, you also had the producer's number and you were texting her.
No. Tweet it. You would just tweet at Monzo. Like you were kind of playing that up. Like, hey Monzo, pick up. Like, no, I didn't. Trust me, if I had his number, I wouldn't be waiting.
You Monzo guy to this day or what?
Yeah, he's back. I mean,
I don't know who Monzo is. So
he was their main producer behind the glass. Yeah, he left for a little while to go do a travel website, and now he's
Still,
back.
I'm gonna say he works for the fan store.
So when
He quit the fan. He was opening up his travel thing. I met him at a golf outing. I did finally meet him.
when me and Smitty moved to Chicago and you're here by yourself and the place goes downhill, are you going to the fan after that?
No, I don't. I like my gift cards. And I don't want to be subject to diving into dumpsters for AirPods, so I don't think I'm going.
That's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut, but it was a
If you know, you know.
it was a broadsword.
Yeah.
Broadsword.
I didn't get it.
What a throw.
Yeah, no,
what's going on here?
I know who leaves AirPods, and I know what that. I know some things.
What a throwback.
Some things.
I forgot about that. Wow.
To fill me in later.
Do you have a list?
Rhymes with.
A former NBA podcast at Barstool Sports.
Well, I mean that's true.
Don't throw Trill Withers under the bus.
former.
I was
Great man.
last night. I woke
Shout
up.
out to the Suns going back-to-back MVP and NBA champions. By the way,
Do you have a list?
Look
he
at
locked it up at 2-0 last year.
He's getting in his bag. Like that's a heat check right there. What he just did. That's a heat check.
Sometimes you score.
Do you mind if we? I just want to make sure this doesn't completely go off the rails. Let's reset vibe check. Everybody
wait.
good?
Yeah.
Everybody okay?
Good. Yeah. His vibes are great right now. When he can throw digs at somebody not here.
There's only one person that
Now you didn't have to say that.
That's just the truth. Look at him. I can't mess
He's
with
happy.
him right now.
you need to direct that heat towards former employees to the one person only, and that's the fraud.
Oh, your buddy.
Yeah. Rappaport.
Have you guys seen each other since?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
He's got a restraining order.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I've never gotten a restraining order.
Rappaport
Definitely has one, not against me, but against.
I was awake at 1:30 in the morning last night and I couldn't sleep. And as I often do, I was like, "Hey, ask questions on Twitter, get my mind working." So I asked, and people asked me a bunch of dumb, stupid questions. But there was one question that just took my mind and made me, "Oh my God, what a great question!" And it was, how many people in the world are currently sitting on a made basketball shot? And what that means is when you're shooting basketball, when you're out playing basketball, I'm not ending on a make, or I'm not ending on a miss. How many people? What percentage of people in the world are sitting on a make? And there's a follow-up question to that.
I'd say 85%.
I think it's way low. I think it's like 10%.
That was like a
You are
rule
a
of my
crazy
dad.
person if you left the court.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
but how many people
Kids.
just do it on the fly?
Kids, women,
Yeah.
like the no, we're talking about people that don't play basketball that just take one shot and be like,
You think Brittany Grenier or Dawn Staley?
Reiner?
that's Griner. That's not even close.
So
Hey, you think Dawn Staley's
Also, she's in Russia.
She's currently detained in Russia.
Well, you
And she's detained on a made
By the way, we
shot, not
Digging her own
sexist.
grave at a
She's been in
labor
Russia for-
camp, Smitty. Jesus Christ.
She's been in Russia for 2 months and we hadn't gone to get her.
Since February.
Wasn't it just for like weed or something? Something
Yeah.
very minor?
Vape
I
pen.
think it was just like resident. Like it wasn't even weed.
Vape pen.
It was a vape. Yeah.
bad.
Just vaping.
You do have to factor in the kids who were like bottom of the bench.
Correct.
Went to their 6th grade game, got run
Like
by
you.
40.
Wearing rec specs.
Now,
Yeah.
again,
Vibes are never too.
Got run by 40, and then we're like, "Fuck this," and never picked it up.
What
again.
about the
Who ended
4-year-old
on
that can
this?
barely move it? And
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there that can't.
I thought you meant right now at this moment. Like, how many people on Earth are like trying to hit? Like, how many people in the
Well, that I
world
don't
right
know.
now are just standing around
Now,
waiting to make that?
here's the
shot?
more important discussion question since we're all here. You're shooting basketball, either out back, or you're practicing, or just in your driveway, whatever. I'm not ending on a miss. Bam, hit a jump shot, grab the ball, go inside. Is there an equivalent in other sports, like in football and hockey and baseball, that you have to do something? I'm not leaving that way. I got to do this.
Probably only the driving range. You know, like you
Gotta hit a good shot.
gotta end on a good shot of the driving range.
Baseball batting practice, absolutely, you got to hit on a fucking slam.
Oh yeah, you can't leave on
Absolutely.
Not if it's pregame.
That's right.
and you're not
That's-
fucking hitting.
No,
You're
he's
out.
right.
No, I couldn't.
Oh, not in
You're out.
college. If it's
Yeah.
pregame and you don't have a good swing,
That,
like,
yes,
get out of
but-
the fucking cage.
Yeah, they
Next
If you're
guy
just
up.
at high school practice or something, and the coach is like, "All right, one more," he throws you one, you fouled off. He said, "All right, here's another one."
Now
Exactly.
that for
All right.
sure happens, but
Yeah,
like
but
Marty in college when you're
for
playing a game, it didn't
game-
matter. There's like in out, in out. In
Yeah,
out.
you only have a
Wow,
certain
fucking
amount.
hags.
Quick, yeah.
Here's one for
And you'll
pitchers.
suck that
Sure,
game,
the
too.
pitcher in the bullpen, not in game or pregame starter, but if you're just practicing or whatever, like I'm finishing on a good fastball down and away, like set up down and away, not down, not away, down.
Why is it always down and away?
Because it's if you can execute a fastball down and away, your mechanics are very clean and then thus good enough to throw breaking stuff.
Why isn't it simply just in on a strike?
Because that's not good enough, dude. You're not on the mound. The
Okay.
precision that these pitchers are thinking about, they're thinking about a strike zone in like 9 quadrants. Like
That proves how locked in you are.
yeah, that you're like, because if I can throw a fastball down and away to like the lowest bottom left quadrant on my glove side, I have to be able to throw it through the fucking target. I can't just get lazy
Yeah.
where like your fucking ball sails and arms. So if you can do that, then it's easier to throw a curveball off that, a changeup off that, a two seam off that. Everything comes out on that side.
I think the driving range is a good one, and like the practice. But no, you're right. I mean, I
I
can't.
know I just got weird there. I'm sorry. I should get up and give you a fucking
a 90-second
demonstration, like,
answer.
But I
here's
couldn't.
Carl dry throwing.
But I couldn't add anything to that. So
You're right. It's
Yeah,
good.
no, it's
good host, bad answer. Too technical. Back to you guys.
No. So the driving range is good, but the practice putting green, you're not leaving if you lip
Yep.
out your last putt.
True.
Pool,
Football, it's easy.
shooting pool. But I guess you're playing games there.
Yeah.
I guess if you're a kicker, you end on a make kicking.
Yeah, and
That's kind of the same
and
principle.
quarterback and throwing lines, like it's easy, but like you don't end on a drop pass, something like that.
What about hockey? Do you just like ever just stand still and practice your slap shot or something, or like don't you guys always have to be like moving and shooting off a pass?
Yeah, like I think it's one of those things that you get told when you're like little is that if you're standing still, you're doing something wrong. So you should always be kind of moving a little bit, getting your feet going, so you can you always want to have momentum going in a particular direction. It's harder to start and stop, and but I don't in terms of like warm ups or ending on something. I don't know.
Is there like some kind of skill thing or like?
Most guys, like I feel like every team has one guy who will stay out late and warm up.
So I'm gonna bring it back to gambling here. How many times have you been sitting on a Saturday, college football or Sunday NFL, and it's 4:25, so the late afternoon, and the last bet you had planned or last bet and you lose, you're like, all right, well, I ain't going out like that. That's why you bet Hawaii at 11 o'clock.
Responsibly.
But also the amount of times I've left on a loss is a lot.
Yeah, I think gambling it's the opposite. Like if you're at the
Usually
blackjack
gonna lose.
table,
Yeah.
I'm leaving the next loss.
Yeah,
That's true. You don't
lose.
end on a hit there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
You never leave when you're winning.
Unless you're forced to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. And gambling the
You
opposite.
you're
It's so hard to
oh,
get
that's
up from the
lose.
blackjack table.
Yeah.
I think that might be the hardest thing in gambling is like you're hot, get up, I'll leave this blackjack table. You're like, no.
I was this
I'd rather be
this
dead.
morning. I was playing heads up with this lady, $300 a hand, and I could not leave. It was 8 a.m. and I was just going back and forth, screaming at her too.
All right,
like
we're
on
gonna have
the
a,
chat.
we're gonna
when
have a
you
longer
start-
conversation later.
Responsibly.
It was responsible.
No, it's a super fun morning, and Marty has the funds. It's totally fine.
great morning.
I was
Super normal.
when I was in Vegas with Riggs. Like I was
God.
super hot and he was ice cold, but his units are significantly larger than mine. So he's like, I can't stay at this table. I'm like, well, see you later. I'll catch up with you later. I'm feeling good right here. And then I never saw him again.
I've
saw him again.
gambled with Riggsy Boy before, and you don't want him angry.
Yeah. He's got a little.
Really?
I hit him a little bit.
We joke with family, Rico. We joke with family.
I love
I only
Riggsy.
caught the
I
end
love
there.
Riggsy.
I saw that hand coming back down, so I assume it was me, but it's fine.
Yeah, it could have gone like this. It could have been like.
Yeah,
these
fair
two
enough.
guys.
If you're winning, it's
Yeah.
all
I mean,
great.
Listen, those thumbs could go a lot of places in this room.
Yeah, it's true too. Yeah.
I committed the ultimate sin, but it wasn't my choice. But we were, I was with my wife or fiance, I think at the time. We were staying roulette, and the guy had he was at the tail of the table, and the woman next to me just keeps looking at him and bets whatever he's doing. And I go to the lady, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, he's on 8, and he had the wheel like memorized, so he was betting. He's like, it's coming on 8, like 3 out of every 5 spins, but he hadn't hit 8. So put it this way, he's betting 100 on 8 and 50 on 17, 25, and whatever. And we were hitting numbers. I was up. And then my wife's like, come on, we got to go to bed. And 8 hadn't hit yet. And I was doing the same thing. I go to the lady next to me. I go, congrats. She goes, what? I go, 8's due. I bet you that 8 hit 6 fucking times after that while I was fucking sound asleep. And I was mapping it. I'm like, all right, she's tired. We go up. I was like, I could make it back down there and get an 8. And I fucking was like,
This guy's saying
I love how you're still mad about something that might not have even happened.
oh,
10
Chief,
years
Chief.
ago.
Probably didn't happen.
Chief, it happened.
Also, not that hard
fucking
to
happened.
memorize 1 through 36.
Where they are on the wheel.
Yeah, because they're different, and they're in different
Sid
spots on the
memorized
wheel.
the board. It's 1 through 36.
Oh, all right. He memorized the wheel.
Yeah.
It was 8, whatever's
You
next.
don't know if it didn't hit or not?
I know for a fact it hit.
Like Rico's getting to the elevator, like it's almost out of earshot, and he just hears a vague noise from a vague celebration from the casino. There's the 8.
Guaranteed.
There's
Guaranteed.
Probably somebody just got their steak delivered. or
Hit
something.
multiple times. That she's retired somewhere now. I know it.
All right, so we've got NBA, we got Celtics Heat starting tonight, then we got Mavs Warriors, we got NHL. These series are starting. Before we get to all that, I have 2 baseball things I want to talk about very quickly. Hot Ice is the new gambling show that Rico, Carl, and Big Ev do every Tuesday and Thursday.
11:30.
11:30. Thank you very much. Pay attention to that right before this show. Again, Carl has the new show, The Starting 9, with Jake Arrieta, former Cy Young Trophy winner. What was his name?
Jake Arrieta.
Thank you very much. Anyway,
Didn't something happen with his nipples? Like,
He has great nipples.
didn't he wear no shirt under his jersey?
Oh yeah.
We talked about
he
this
did
before,
that.
so he wouldn't raw dog it. He's like, I just can't raw dog the chafe, and you're
Yeah, he has
eating too
some
hard.
hurt.
But so it's actually not a joke. He like literally only wears sleeveless stuff, and like you can joke like. He's so ripped and jacked, it's not even like real to
still?
be around him. It's unbelievable how ripped and
Yeah.
jacked he is.
it's like you, Smitty.
And when we were shooting like the promo, it was
That
like,
was
hey,
on
let's
that.
get a slow-mo shot of the abs for the boys. And he was like, oh, it's not a good ab day. Like we had a lot of carbs last night, but I'll throw you one. And it's just like, the ab, and I go, holy, the nipples. Nobody talks about your nipples. You know, I'm like, the nipples are so clean and crisp, and it's because not nipples. I mean, I don't have to talk about yours.
Nipples can get rough.
Nipples go the wrong way.
They fluctuate.
Yeah, he has good ones. So I thought that was
only
Bad nipples is a bad thing to
they
have.
small.
Yeah.
yeah. No, they're. I'll show you.
That's what I
You
remember.
got Clinty Ball's nipples, you're losing.
Michelangelo
Yeah.
David Nips.
I do have. I have a picture of his nips.
He also has maybe
told you
the
that-
best beard of all time too.
That spirit. I mean, his arms are straight python.
And by
I mean, we're just going full
his
Hot dude.
full crush on this guy.
Mine stayed small.
I didn't remember anything about
Isn't
baseball.
he
I remember
want
his nipples.
honestly? He would love to know that I'm about to show you his nipples. He'd be like, yeah,
I hate
that's
bad
it.
ab days, don't you, Big F?
The worst.
The worst. I've had a bad ab day
I
ever.
guess I can give you one if you need one. Like, ugh.
Pulling this up. All right, while you're pulling that up, Nestor Cortez is one of the best pitchers in baseball. Pitchers for the Yankees.
He is.
And when he was 16 years old or something, or 15, I don't know how, he was a minor. 10 years ago, 2012, tweeted rap lyrics. People are trying to cancel him now. People are trying to shut him down. People are trying to do these things.
They
Do
wouldn't,
any of you
they
give-
wouldn't do that for doing rap lyrics.
Do any of you give any fucks at all about what anybody in the world tweeted in 2012?
No.
He didn't even say like the N word.
Why are we?
Anything.
Why in the fuck do we care what somebody tweeted 10 years ago?
Didn't you just say pussy?
No, there's a bunch of other tweets.
There was some other ones came out. I mean,
TJ was running his
this
Twitter
happened to
back
a
then.
bunch of people.
Look, they never grew.
Those are fantastic nipples.
He
Never
was.
grew.
That looks photoshopped.
That's a
fucking
strong
little.
Yeah, I'd like to see his name.
This looks photoshopped.
Mine
He's
never
that
grew.
jacked?
Yeah.
I almost feel like he had cosmetic surgery to have nipples like that.
I mean, that's just a Photoshop picture.
Told you, the only thing I really remembered about him was nipples.
We'll ask him about his.
Stunning.
It's a stunning man.
chest.
Stunning man.
Yeah. All right. So he's like he's talking about his beard. He's
That's
like, yeah. He's like, I
amazing.
cut my own beard.
His
I'm
head
like, yeah.
on the
You.
chest,
I
too.
hope. I want to hear that. Like, don't tell me that you get your.
Man.
You know.
Good chest.
It's a good-looking guy, Carl.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of you.
All right, so then we were talking. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna end up doing. His first interview. He wanted to talk to Miles
What,
Teller.
you don't like the
his
chest?
buddy in
The chest is good. The nips overrated.
Really?
Oh,
I think they're great
hey,
nipples.
Smitty, hold on.
Not perfectly circular. I was expecting the most sculpted nips possible. You can tell them that.
I think they're good nips.
They're good nips. They're
They
good.
look like the right one looks like a Chrysler something.
Take back what I
Charge
said
your
about
phone.
Nestor Cortez. He did say the N word.
Well, that stinks. But I mean,
Is he?
again, it's 10 years ago when he was a kid.
He's like me.
I know.
Mine didn't
That's-
grow. I just showed it to Chief.
What?
Like, mine, like they're like not big.
Oh, you have no.
You like
He's
a
got
big
small
nipple.
balls.
I think a nipple should be for a guy like the smaller.
I have
So
a
in this
really
show, we
small nipple.
discovered that Rico has small nips and undropped balls.
Oh, they
Normally
they,
undropped.
they
I think we could have guessed the undropped balls part.
figured it out.
If this were the yak, we would be doing a nipple wheel right now, where we would have to somebody have to reveal their.
Oh, they'd
Up
be
there.
twisting each other.
yeah.
That's gonna be a big, that's a big one today.
twisties, yeah.
Oh, they never got big.
That's yours?
Oh wow,
Mine are uneven.
good color.
You just have a picture of your nipple.
No, I had to
I don't
scroll.
like that.
I went and scrolled. It's not
Scroll
like
to where?
deep.
But why'd you just
May.
took a picture?
He
of
scrolled all the way back to May to find a picture of his own nipple.
Well, he probably remembers a conversation he was.
I just
sharing
know
with his
that they're
doctor.
small. What do you want me to do?
The hip.
I think I'd rather small than big.
In college,
Sure.
Agreed.
Sure.
In college, one of my friends spread a rumor about their other friend's girlfriend that she only had one nipple, just one nipple, and it broke him up. That's how bad.
Can't be joking about nipples.
It was bad. It was a fucked up rumor.
You
All right.
can't have a one.
And I loved you.
It was
can't have a one nipple girlfriend.
All right, Celtics Heat tonight.
it's
All right.
completely false rumor.
Celtics Heat tonight. You've got, which is a fascinating number to me. The Heat are favored. That line hasn't really moved. It came out at 2. It's staying at 2.
It's gonna be ugly.
It's going to be an ugly game, but that total is it opened at 204. Now it's 203.5. Tiny total. I think it's going comfortably under.
90-87.
I think we've got the Knicks Heat from 1995 tonight. I think it's going to be one of those.
A rock fight.
I'm gonna pick the Heat to win to cover this. I think as number 1 seed at home, I think they're going to be fine. And now this might be a 6-7 game series. I think the Heat throw the first punch.
Marcus Smart hurt. I'm hearing too.
Well, I mean,
He's
Marcus
been.
Smart is perpetually the way he plays. He's perpetually in a level of hurt. But I just
out. I should say hurt is hurt or injured, but out.
I just I like the Heat in this spot. I don't know what you guys think.
I'm going to be betting the Celtics every game this series, no matter what.
I think this is a blowout spot for the Heat, not just because the team matchup or whatever, but if you're the Celtics, you're coming off a game
They're-
7.
They're
day
not wired
game,
that way, though.
Emotions
Not
high.
wired that way.
Oh, if you're looking for a blowout, game 1, you're going down to Miami, couple drinks.
How are they wired?
well, my ties.
They're wired like fucking
Locked
pit
in.
bulls, especially
They're
that they got
dogs,
blown
yeah.
out game 1 of last series
Yeah.
at home against the Bucks. They're coming out game 1 here. I mean,
The
they
Heat are dogs too. That's a problem.
are dogs.
This is a mirror image. These teams could you could throw the balls away and they'd still get after each other, right?
They can cannibalize each other.
Defensively,
this
they just
series.
love to get after teams, and I think Bam Adebayo is going to be a big factor, and then Jason Tatum, who's a star that plays defense. It's going to be a fascinating series. It's not going to be a pretty series. There's going to be a lot of trash talking. I think there might be a couple of hold
Watch
me
the
back,
West
hold me
if
back.
you wanted to be entertained.
Yeah, if you want to watch beautiful flowing basketball,
Yeah.
watch the West. If you want to watch a dogfight, watch the.
You're saying that though. It could be a brick show from 3, or they could be shooting 23s a game and making them.
Well, no,
Who's
the
the
Heat
best
are going to
player
shoot
in this
threes.
series? Is it Butler or Tatum?
Tatum.
Tatum's better.
I have a question.
But Jimmy
Patrick-
Butler's more of a killer.
Okay.
Patrick Beverly, right?
Yeah.
He was funny when he went on whatever. He did that. Is he good enough to be talking like this?
I think
about
he
people?
is.
Because
I
when he-
like him on. I liked him today a
but he
lot.
did-
I don't know if
went
he's good enough,
against-
but he's respected.
But he went against JJ Redick today, saying like that Jason Tatum's not a two-way player or whatever, and JJ's like, well, he is. Watch both games. I'm honestly, I don't know if he is. I didn't really watch.
His
it.
overall skill level is not. He's not a star because of that, but he's one of those dogs too, where he's going to get in somebody's shorts.
Didn't he
I
used
know
to give
that.
Durant major headaches?
But he talks that shit
Everybody
on the
had
court, like he's
Gave
the same
Durant
on the
major
court
headaches.
Yeah.
as he is off the court. So I
But
think that way.
Did you
it
also
works.
see what was it? Matt Barnes? That said it. Who called him out for being like you can't talk about CP3 like that, like this.
think Matt
It was Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes, I think. Yeah, he's like, we're the same player. Like, we're role players that are going to remember CP3. And I actually like both sides almost.
I
He's, like,
love.
respect,
I-
but I also like Patrick Beverly going after him.
we need more of this.
We had the
Active
same discussion
players.
last week where it was like on the rundown we were like the NBA's backed me because they hate each other again.
Yes.
It got like too nicey nice when LeBron and the Banana Boat boys. I love, like you said, Knicks Heat. I got a little
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting.
yeah.
But
we said it too. Like these guys can't insult the superstar because in a year when they're disgruntled somewhere, he ends up coming there. So like,
well, you know what? Now,
they're just fluffing everybody around.
you saying that makes a lot of sense because the superstars are not engaging in what Beverly's doing right now. Like Beverly is at the level he can
right.
do it. Like if LeBron said this, if Giannis said this, if KD said this, the whole fucking league burns down.
Yeah.
But Beverly is in that sweet spot of a respected player, a good player, a guy that plays the same way he chirps. Like it kind of works. And he's taking a shot. He's shooting up.
Yep.
Like Chris Paul is up here and he's shooting up. He's not shooting down.
Yeah.
Chris Paul
LeBron's going to have to go get somebody else for another title run in a year. So like,
he will.
He can't insult these people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, LeBron never. I can't remember a time where LeBron's just actively gone after somebody. Now, like guys like
just his own team.
no
Was it
way.
like Kevin
His own
Love
team.
when he was
it was Kevin Love.
his teammates?
Yeah.
No, but he
Kevin
doesn't
Love?
like. He's not.
Oh yeah.
What do you do to Kevin Love?
Basically was saying he
Cryptic
was doing a bad
tweets.
job just being like the third guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the quote? It was like, instead of trying to.
It was something fit out, fit in. It was something would fit in. Yeah.
Stop trying to fit out. Just
Basically, it was like,
fit in.
why aren't you Chris Bosh?
Yeah, basically.
Be Chris Bosh.
Yeah.
That's good motivation right there.
You got hockey on that card?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It's okay.
Excited for the hockey.
Me too.
Who's playing tonight?
Colorado and the Blues.
And then the Panthers and Lightning are also playing.
Mm-hmm. The Battle of Florida.
Battle of
That's probably
Florida.
that's probably the biggest battle in this round of playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Battle of Alberta. Is that what you're referencing?
What I was referencing.
Okay, yeah.
Alberta's going to burn to the fucking ground.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
It really will.
But that's on the western part of Canada.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
It's over there. It's nothing
Canadian
but,
Rockies, you know.
nothing but grass fields and mountains.
And is that Calgary versus Edmonton?
It is.
Let's go. Edmonton's unis with the navy and the orange were so
They
fucking.
pop on TV.
Oh, Calgary's uniforms popped the other night too.
I
Calgary
think
has
the Cal-
that weird red, cherry red.
they're like a fire truck.
Yeah.
They're
The
they're,
40s.
they're red. They're whites rather. I think those might be my favorite jerseys.
But you know what? I just realized something the other night when I was watching hockey. This is the time of year I watch hockey.
Yep.
And I watch those 2 Game 7s. Every hockey team, I guess it's maybe the rink or something, so many hockey teams have great uniforms.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of fucking
yeah.
great uniforms. Like I was, like the Maple Leafs blue is just beautiful.
Great. I was ready for that series to end because it was just like they have the same uniform.
Who has a bad uniform in hockey? Maybe the
Oil-
Panthers?
Vegas,
Those,
I think
those
Vegas
Oilers,
does, right?
blue and orange were awful.
Oh, I like those.
You know what I'm saying? Just the navy blue,
I like those.
the
too.
orange. I thought they
The
looked
one they wore the
gross.
other night were good.
The
Yeah,
Royal
those are the
jersey
ones.
that
I like their normal ones. I thought way
Hurricanes don't really pop.
that Whitney
that
was
much.
rocking.
I don't love the Hurricanes. I don't like.
The Predators aren't not
I
great.
don't like the Predators. I don't like Columbus is terrible.
Oh, Phoenix is a bad. Coyotes are bad.
They switched back to their. Well, it
Right.
depends on what you like, but they went back to those ones that Roenick had the 90s.
Why did you get offended at that?
Because those were so sweet.
I think those are
man.
sweet.
Those
Winnipeg's
were
are
sweet.
Mighty Ducks were sick too.
Those were
Throwbacks.
great. Those were, they actually have. I think they have the worst jerseys in the league now.
Yeah.
How about when the Islanders? I think it was like the Islanders in '97. They
the
launched
fishermen?
Fishermen, and then fishermen they killed that after like a month or something. So if
Yeah.
you see a fisherman jersey, that's a fucking rarity, guys.
Remember when the Kraken were announced and we thought it'd be the best selling jersey ever because it was the fucking Kraken? They just kind of their uniforms aren't great.
I don't think they're a unique color scheme, which I appreciate a little bit. Like I said, I hated that Tampa Bay Toronto.
All right, outside the Blackhawks, who has the best uniform in hockey?
I love that Calgary one. I like the traditional ones. I think the Wings have a great one.
By the way, I'm not just saying that because he is a Blackhawks homer. I think it's almost a lot of Blackhawks come up to a lot of people when it comes to
I
uniform.
think when you have that discussion, they're always in the mix
Right,
for the
correct,
best.
yeah.
And I love Montreal's, like that classic red, white, and blue at the center
The
stripe.
Rangers, I think, are nice.
Rangers are real crisp. I like theirs too. Like theirs are a little like they got, especially when they have the whites.
Like
the shoulders are a little unique. so
Flyers orange and black.
I don't hate the Flyers jersey
those.
either. Yeah, like hockey does a pretty good job. I think there's like some like newer teams that are kind of like trying to find their way and like do things a little different. It's,
Do you think the white background helps? The ice helps.
There's something about there's two
It's
things
so beautiful on TV.
that go into HD, and then a lot of the teams have put in for their like overhead lights in the stadium have put in LED lights, and that makes everything just like pop and look more crisp.
All right. So
No, sorry, I want to ask you quickly. I know
Please.
you're the host, but on the subject of this, do you like how Pittsburgh all teams have the same colors?
I love that.
And can
Our
we
fan.
uniform that?
you know what? I do love the idea of it. One of my 5 most hated teams in sports franchises is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I just hated Ben Roethlisberger's fat head. So I hate that they're black and gold. I hate everything about the Steelers. But I do love the idea that wherever you are in Pittsburgh, whoever you're rooting for, you're wearing black and gold.
Black and
Yeah.
gold.
And and I wish more. I do wish more teams did it. Like imagine the Texas Rangers, Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas Mavericks all being the same color, Dallas Stars. out there you got green, blue, you got every color, you know, in that.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like you have to wait for like a new city to start getting expansion teams.
why wouldn't the
Austin, Texas, if they start getting pro teams, they should all pick the same.
Why wouldn't Kansas City have done it? They got 2 teams. They got the fucking Chiefs and they got the Royals, and they couldn't be more different.
Yeah, but they both have great uniforms.
They do. The Royals are incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Something to think about. I brought it up. I'm sorry. I don't work. This is a gambling show. This ain't a fucking,
I'm sorry. You
Carl's Color
you
show.
hosting the show now?
You are, and I apologize.
It's okay.
You're my daddy.
It's okay. It's fine. We're gonna do nipples at the end, so everybody get their nipples ready. So we got the Celtics. By the way, real quick, you think the Celtics are gonna win the series?
Yes, I think it's going to be Celtics Warriors.
Celtics Warriors. That's what you're going
That's what
for.
I'm rooting for, but I don't know which way
he-
it's gonna go. I'm rooting for it, but I don't know which way it's gonna go.
What about you guys? Celtics Warriors or Mavs?
I can't pretend to have an informed opinion on
You
that.
just don't get into basketball at all, or
I would. I've enjoyed it more in the last couple of years than recently, but if it's always going head to head with the hockey playoffs, and it would be hard for me to choose.
this is a low key. This is a very underrated time of year.
It is. It is.
And I'm not just talking about the Derby we had. I'm not just talking about the golf tournaments. I'm talking
big
about, like, we got the
fight.
PGA Championship this
Shit, yeah. Can anyone guess who I'm betting on?
week.
Juana Grass.
No, it's an Asian guy.
Oh yeah,
Are you Sean Jung Kim?
Morikawa every time.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I was trying to come up. Who won the fucking Masters last year?
Hideki.
That's Yama.
That's Yama. Yeah, I was trying to think, and I couldn't think of his name.
You can only get that when the bright lights of trivia are on.
I like Kiradek
You
Effie
get that.
Barnrat.
I almost spoiled something just now. Question,
Kiradek Effie Barnrat.
Rico, where is the PGA Championship this year?
Tulsa.
That's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Good.
My geography
Another one.
skills coming
Yeah.
in.
So what people don't know about that part of the country is that they actually do such a good job with golf course management because they're so good agriculturally and like just run like even like the fucking guy stocking the fucking soda machine
They got great sprinkles.
knows more about grass than like the guys here in Jersey running the munis. So I just want to say that's a beautiful
fair.
part of the country to play some golf.
Yeah, well, here you're building golf courses. You got to build over the dead bodies and shit. It's rough out.
A lot of waste management golf courses.
It's rough out here. We're gonna get to picks now. We're gonna do picks, and then we'll. If you guys have picks that you want to give out, Chief, you got hockey picks. If you
Got a couple,
baseball
yeah.
picks. So we'll just go around the room. Rico, you can get us started. I am Smitty with a fucking 5-0 night last night.
Smitty the K's.
Someone isn't first though.
Is it you? Oh, you went 3-0, and I went 2-1. Wait, I was in.
And Marty,
Okay,
who's
well,
in first?
Look at
It's
that,
really
huh? 12-6. How am I still?
Look at me and Marty just carrying this fucking show.
Well, how about Marty just playing low volume, smart unit management?
Steve
No, Marty
Harris,
had a
maybe he had to take a week off.
Marty had a week off last week. It got rough.
No,
Right.
Marty, you didn't make bets last week.
I always
And Marty's fucking
you.
Rhea.
Well, I mean, you made one bet, I suppose.
We'll wait to see if that's a winner or a loser. So Smitty, you went 5-0. Why don't you start us off?
More K bets.
Watch
Again,
this.
thinking of a good name for it. You got Overton, Cincinnati under the K's, Barrios, Toronto over K's, Thompson Cubs.
3
Love
Ks.
the Cubs again tonight. Guardians -1.5, Celtics, moneyline Rays, bounce back game, home against the Tigers, and nice little parlay for the kids.
Marty Mush.
Heat -2, Lightning, Padres, Yankees -1.5, and the Brewers.
Just betting on weather.
The Red Sox last night though
Yeah,
was
it's
a great bet.
Yeah, great bet. They just fucking suck.
Huh?
The Red Sox suck.
Awful.
Oh yeah, but it was a weird line last night.
Big F.
All right, I'm on the Heat tonight as well. I think Heat win tonight. Celtics win the series. I'm on the Yankees run line and the over in that game. We just pound in Baltimore. I'm actually on the Reds today. Got a nice price. Overton's pitched really well
Oh,
this year.
The Reds have rebounded. They're not the
We
worst
said
team in
it.
baseball
Yep.
history,
Yeah,
right?
we said it. I
So
think
they're still bad. They're
just
very
normal
bad.
bad, though.
They're bad,
they're
but
very
I think
bad.
they'll have a winning month in May.
I mean, their record's still like 8 and like.
It's awful.
I mean,
but-
they threw a no-hitter and lost.
They're all
Oh, yeah, I'm old enough to remember when the Yankees threw a no-hitter and lost 4-0. Back in 1990, Andy Hawkins threw a no-hitter and lost 4-0.
The last time it happened was 2008. Before the other day,
I didn't even know it happened in 2008.
Yeah.
I got the Cardinals money line in game 1.
So I have got. I like the Heat to win tonight. I like it as a 7-game series, but I like Heat winning tonight under 2000. Yeah, under 2004. That's a pretty safe bet. Under 204, 204, under 204, and then Avs under 6.5. I think the Avs choke them out and win pretty good. I think they. I think it stays under 6.5. Those are my 3 picks. Carl, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real sharp here. I'm on Brewers money line. I think Marty said that. I like him -120. Adrian Hauser's last 2 starts out, little shaky command issues, and the Brewers are a staff where they just pick up and they go right away. So I like a good game from him. The Braves really can't get going yet. That's my best bet of the day, and I am gonna sprinkle the Tigers +245. Anytime I see something that's over +230 on a baseball game, I'm just like, fucking just feed it to me. Castellani said the Tigers are throwing the ball pretty well too now. So
They are. They can pitch their fucking.
They've been
balls
playing
off.
pretty well. They won last night.
It's all low
80.
scoring, but
So +245 for something like that. That's a sprinkle, not an official play though.
Before we get to Chief, I love Castellani.
Oh, me too.
Talk about a vibes guy.
Me too.
He's pure.
Just a pure motherfucker.
Pure as it gets.
He's what you guys pretend Ben Mintz is out there.
Bro, we're sitting there having. I'm sorry. We were having pizza and beer last night. He just looks at us and he goes, "It's me, rear ad Clem, and it's me, rear ad Clem," and he sits there and he goes, "A year ago, people were coming up to me and telling me what cigarettes they wanted, and I was fucking handing them to him."
Good for that fucking guy.
And it was like, I gotta put this pizza down and cry for a
Good
second.
for that guy.
He's a very nice,
For that.
great singing.
He-
That was
Yeah.
not like
He's got
me before I got
pipes.
fucking rich.
Pipes.
Crazy.
Chief,
All right, I got a couple props. I like Carter Verhaeghe over 2.5 shots as +105. He's been maybe the best player in all the NHL playoffs. It's a name that nobody really knows, so I feel like that's undervalued. But he's a very good player and he's been exceptional so far. I like the Panthers to win that game in regulation -103. I think I'm with you on Colorado. I think they're much better than St. Louis, and I think they made such an easy it's impossible to think that they can't. I'm taking them -1.5. So that's also -103. And then McCarr to score +200.
Rico Bosco.
Dog of the day is the Rockies. Best bet is the Cubs. And Blue Jays, Seattle over 8.
I'm just going to say Chicago boys. Best show we've had in a long time. Fantastic.
That was fun.
Really enjoyed you guys coming in.
I love doing Pick Central with you.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's good vibes.
It was
It's a good time. Rico behaved.
Yes. Last idea, you talk about Castellani's singing voice. I know you play piano. Barstool chorus video have legs? They'll
Dave's
sing.
playing
Can
guitar.
that work?
Ruin the whole show.
there's a house band.
You could do a
already.
parody CD or something. Write songs for
Rico loves
teams or
doing
championships.
shows that are already-
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Go Cubs.
All right, boys. Yak is up next.
Totally